He's angry about mortgages. It's Angry Mortgage. He's swearing. He's cursing loud. He's old. He's opinionated. And he's been doing this so damn long. This program is about mortgages, and this is mortgage advice, but the advice may not apply to your situation. Contact licensed mortgage professionals for specific recommendations before you make decisions about mortgages. You may not agree with Ron, but if you don't, he thinks you're wrong. Oh, and did we say there is a lot of swearing?
This one says, what should a lawyer cost to buy a house? My real estate agent says $2,000 plus some disbursement, but the bill is $5,200. What's up?
So, not knowing what the value of the house is, it's hard for me to comment, but I can make a suggestion. In Canada, all throughout Canada, lenders insist on title insurance. So title insurance is the coverage for both you and the lender to make sure if there's some fraudulent activity, like on title, or even if just something's wrong with the survey, as little as something's wrong with the survey, okay, that creates a problem for the house later. Or, hey, you got to tear half this house down because I think you're on my property. Okay, that kind of shit. Okay, hardly ever happens now, but did happen in the old days. Okay, on a very expensive house, like you're buying a $5 million house, just the title insurance is like $3,000. So like it can get very, very expensive.
Yeah.
Because there has been some mortgage title fraud, and we've heard about it, false identities and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, those premiums have gone way up. So if it's an inexpensive house, I think, for like a $900,000 house, I think for sure the $2,000 is fine. But once you have a $5 million house, $6 million house, it's going to be a lot more just in the title insurance alone. Okay.
Got it. This one says, I am trying to switch my mortgage for a better deal on renewal, but they're telling us the mortgage cannot be switched, only discharged and refinanced.
Yeah, this is something that you run into sometimes. It's very rare. Let me put that out to everybody where they're thinking, oh my God, am I in trouble? And this is not about collateral charges. We have lots of systems in place to transfer collateral charges at no cost or, basically no cost. Like we've got to the point today where a collateral charge, you might not get the very, very lowest rate when you transfer collateral charge, but you're not paying to move it in many cases. So this is not about collateral charges. What this is about is situations where the lender itself is either so small or so specialized. Like the first lender, the lender you got your mortgage with in the beginning, now you want to switch to a bank or something, and you're with a small credit union. They just drew up their mortgages so that they were kind of didn't have that clause that allowed a transfer, or the mortgages are just for the credit union. And their position is, well, if you want to get out, you're going to have to discharge it. We can't be bothered with all this transfer stuff, okay? So it happens very, very seldom, but it can happen, okay? But I think you just had bad luck. You're just with one of these tiny credit unions, or you're with another lender that had a particular product that was just designed with no transfer. But it's like 1% of mortgages. Almost all of them could be transferred. Okay. So I just make it just a note to our loyal viewers and listeners that CBC ran a good. Please, I don't want everybody to get who's mad at the CBC. Yeah, defund the CBC. No, the CBC is fine. Okay, like we can all argue about whether it costs too much later, but they do great work. Okay, this was a really great program. Was put together on CBC to do with condos.
Yeah.
Okay, just Google it up. Go to CBC. You'll see it very quickly.
Your face the thumbnail?
Sorry?
Is your face the thumbnail?
No, I'm not. My face is not on it. My face is not on it. It was a very well done. It's about a 12.5 minute, 13-minute piece on just what's happened over the history of condos in Toronto and across Canada, how sizes have shrank. And they did some very good research on showing how really the incredible shrinking condo. Okay, it got smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. And then the prices got higher and higher and higher and higher, okay?
Yeah.
And a great piece about that explains in detail, easy to understand, how we may have reached this condo crunch that we talked about earlier in the show. So if you have time to Google it, it's on YouTube, CBC, go to CBC Condos, And you might see me talking in it a little bit, but
It's a good listen for all of you dog crate condo lovers.
or all of you people who are scratching your heads about what's going to happen in the condo market in the next little while.
Good insight.
Yeah, it was a good show. I was actually, it was really well put together.
Yeah.
Like honestly, they did the research on size shrinkage, price movement. They had the years, they had the data.
I love that.
It was good. It was well done.
I love that.
It was really well done. So yeah, shout out to those guys at the CBC who put that show together. It was really good.
If you like the pod, well, don't just sit there. Go to YouTube, Apple, Spotify, and all the other ones and like the pod. And don't forget to subscribe so we can keep being angry at mortgages and swearing about mortgages. Angry Mortgage could use your support.